Stop being so afraid to take up space. This right here is a simple concept that I realized I had an epiphany of to dive deeper into after watching my younger brother's baseball game. And I know that sounds crazy. It might sound weird and you might be confused, but let me just draw the lines up so we have a picture that's painted properly so you can see what I mean. So I've always thought this idea of taking up space, taking up space. And I always tell my brother this because he pitches. And for those of you who don't know, pitching in baseball is a very mental, emotional, and nerve-wracking experience. Because it's almost like one mental block, one obstacle can just throw your entire game off and you're done. It's very hard to find it and get it back. And so I always tell him, stop being afraid to take up space, take up space, take up space. And it became kind of like a buzzword where I always said it. But it took for me to sit there and watch his entire tournament of his players and the other players on the other teams and analyze their body language and how they interact and how they act when things are going bad. And because I feel like they're younger, it's much harder for them to hide their emotions and their emotional responses. So you can learn a lot from that. And it was just, I realized that when they started struggling and they started doing bad, they were so afraid to take up space. And that right there is, to me, what a lot of us learn and never break out of that habit right there. So for example, they start on the mound. Okay, they start pitching. Things are going good and they're fine. They're taking their time. They're going slow and they're relaxed and they're almost in this flow state where they're just going. But they start walking some guys. They start struggling a little bit. They start having some mishaps. And immediately we see, the shoulders kind of go in. The ball's caught. They move quick. They get to the mound quick. They get set quick. They throw quick. They catch the ball quick. They look at the coach. They go back. Everything is so rushed and everything is so quick. And I'm telling you, it genuinely is the fear of taking up space. It's not wanting to be seen. It's almost like how when you're in class and the teacher's calling random names out and you try to hide and you try to limit your space that way the teacher won't see you. It's the same thing, except that we forget that humans are wired to see these things. We're wired to immediately pick up on these responses and things like that. And so wherever you are, if you're constantly afraid to take up space, I don't care if it's a job interview or say, for example, you're making a first impression, you're meeting someone for the first time. On the surface, you might not display confidence and a fear of being seen. But if your body language is showing that you don't want to be seen, if your body language you're meeting this person is you're trying to get through the conversations quick and you're trying to move on fast and you're trying to hide here and hide here, we notice that. We see that as unconfidence because why don't you want to be seen? Why don't you want us to know who you are? Why don't you want to engage in conversation with us or me? And so one of the biggest tips that you can to just act confident is to just be okay with taking up space. Be okay with it. For example, go back to the pitching analogy here. You just catch the ball and you move slow. That's my brother right there. It's like if you're pitching, you are in charge of the game. They can wait on you. You can catch that ball and you can slowly walk back to that mound. But they don't want to walk slow because they don't want to be seen. They don't want to take up that space. And that right there is kind of like the finisher right there of my whole spiel to you right here, is that it's just not wanting to be known, not wanting to be observed. And that is what is seen as unconfident. Because if you are confident, you take your time with that ball. You walk that mountain slowly, confidently, because everyone's waiting on you. Everyone's watching you, and you like that because it's like, everyone watch me because I'm gonna succeed. I'm gonna take my time here. I'm gonna go on this mound and I'm gonna deliver a fastball. And it's gonna hit in the exact spot I want to hit it. It's gonna be a perfect strike, and I'm gonna constantly work this count and get a strikeout here. And the opposite happens when they're unconfident. And same like in a job interview. Be fully authentic and just take up the space. Fill the room. Don't be afraid. If the conversation's there, if there's silence, fill it. You don't have to just let everyone just pass by and no, you can fill the silence with who you are, with your spice, with your uniqueness, because that's just how you come off as a confident person. And to me, that's what social media has taught me, because ever since boxing, I've always been confident. But the whole thing with taking up space, that took social media, because through TikTok it's not a lot. I'm not bragging at all. I promise you, but I constantly do live streams on TikTok. Okay. So your audience is so big because if you don't know TikTok, people are swiping through. Okay. They're swiping through it. They see your video. They see you. And you just know how people are. They comment on your appearance, the way you talk, the way you act, what you're talking about, all these things. And it's once I had got used to putting myself on display so much to such a large audience of people, I was no longer worried about taking up space, because it's I'm just okay with being seen as I am, because such a large audience and large crowd has seen who I am. It doesn't matter if I'm in a job interview or meeting someone new. It's the same process on a way smaller scale that has way less pressure. If I have 100 people watching me, that is way deeper and way more eyes and way more thoughts on me than just one person meeting me. And if I can accept myself around 100 people, if I can be me around 100 people, if I can act who I am authentically, then I can act authentically in front of anybody. I can just be me. And being me means taking up space, talking, filling the silence, making jokes, and just have my personality on display because I'm not afraid to be me. And that's what it comes down to, is just taking up space. So just take up space. Don't hide. Don't shrink back, and work on that. Like, I'm telling you, genuinely, there's ways to work on that. If you meet a stranger and you're talking to them and you want to ask a question or you want to know something, just ask it. Because if you want to ask and you don't ask, it sets you back. Like, your brain, it's like a workout almost, and you fail. You fail the rep. Just do it. Just ask. Because you start to realize over time that it really is to worry about being seen. You don't want to be seen a certain way. But like, if you just act on who you are and you're a good person, you get comfortable and confident in just acting as who you are. And that's how you just become okay with life and okay with yourself and love yourself and appreciate yourself, as well as develop that confidence that is just groundbreaking and life changing. So that's the message to you, is just take up space. Do not be afraid to be seen, because it will allow you to develop an innate, insane ability to just be confident in the way you walk, in the way you talk, in the way you act, and just wake up, look in the mirror, and love that person and respect them and be confident in them. So take up space, be unapologetically, fully confidently you. It's a journey, but one day at a time, you'll understand that. And certain mindset shifts like this will help you get there even faster. So if you like the video, leave a like if it helped a little bit. Drop a subscribe. It means so much to me. I'm trying to grow on YouTube, trying to hit 1K subscribers. That's a huge life goal right there, but we're going to make it happen. And I'm always here to try to give you guys the best advice, knowledge, mindset, anything. So if you need any help, always leave a comment, and I got you the video. I'll see you guys.